There is a story in the Old Testament that I find the most disturbing in the entire Bible. It might be inappropriate for minors, so be aware that this video might not be suitable for all ages and could trigger past trauma. The story is found in Judges chapters 19 to 21. Many are familiar with chapter 19 but do not read the rest. I believe we can learn several important lessons from this disturbing story. First, I will recount the story dramatically, then we will explore the lessons we can learn from it. In Judges 19 verse 1 it says, "In the days when there was no king in Israel, a Levite who lived in a remote part of the hill country of Ephraim acquired a woman from Bethlehem in Judah as his concubine. This Levite man from northern Israel took a woman from Bethlehem as his concubine or wife. She was unfaithful and left him for her father's house in Bethlehem, where she stayed for 4 months. Wanting to get her back, the Levite traveled south to Bethlehem. Her father was hospitable, repeatedly persuading him to stay another night until the Levite finally insisted on leaving. As they traveled back north, they approached Gibeah in Benjamin. The Levite's servant suggested they stop in the city of Jebus, Jerusalem, but the Levite refused, preferring to stay among Israelites. They continued to Gibeah, where no one offered them hospitality until an old man invited them to stay. However, that night, wicked men of the city surrounded the house, demanding to have sex with the Levite. The homeowner pleaded with them not to commit such an atrocity and instead offered his virgin daughter and the Levite's concubine. The men refused, so the Levite gave them his concubine. They raped and abused her all night, releasing her at dawn. She collapsed at the house's door and died. The Levite found her dead in the morning, placed her on his donkey, and took her home. He then dismembered her body into 12 pieces and sent them throughout Israel. This gruesome act shocked the Israelites, leading to a civil war against the tribe of Benjamin. The conflict resulted in massive casualties on both sides, leaving only 600 Benjamite men. The other tribes, fearing Benjamin's extinction, provided 400 women from Jabesh Gilead and allowed the Benjamites to kidnap wives during a festival. From this story, we learn several lessons. Firstly, when there is no accountability, people tend to deviate strongly from moral behavior. Judges 19 verse 1 highlights that Israel had no king, leading to lawlessness. Secondly, we must treat every human being as bearing the image of God. The homeowner valued the Levite's life over his daughter and the concubine, showing a lack of respect for their dignity. Thirdly, straying from God makes us vulnerable to actions we never imagined. The Israelites' gradual deviation from God culminated in this horrific event. Fourthly, every bad decision has consequences beyond our control. The Civil War and its aftermath resulted from a series of poor decisions, affecting many innocent lives. Lastly, even in our worst decisions, God shows grace. Despite the tragedy, God allowed the tribe of Benjamin to rebuild. The book of Judges ends by stating, "In those days there was no king in Israel. Everyone did what was right in his own eyes." This story reminds us that our actions have far-reaching consequences, and we must strive to make righteous decisions. See you in the next video. God bless you.